Good morning, 7th grade. I hope you enjoyed your extended weekend. This week in Catechism, we're going to be completing the booklet that we started last week. Today, your booklet begins on page number 29. It's the front cover of the packet. On page number 29, we have the title for chapter 3, How the Bible Was Written. On page number 30, we have the three objectives. Why is the Bible called the Word of God? Number 2, a term that we're going to be talking about throughout the year, verbally inspired. And number 3, Hebrew and Greek, the languages that the Old and the New Testaments were written in. After you complete reading, you'll notice that there is a break and an opportunity to answer several questions. Again, you can check your answers at the page numbers that have been listed. On page number 35, there is a review of chapter number 3. Reading those paragraphs then takes you to page 36, where you will find several review questions, the first section in multiple choice, the second part to correct the underlined section, and again checking your answers on page number 58. On page 39, the last chapter, chapter number 4, How Do I Use the Bible? Again, there are objectives, use the Bible's table of contents, and know how to find a certain book of the Bible, chapter and verse. If you page ahead to 46, on page number 46, bottom, there is an explanation as to how the books of the Bible have been divided into chapter and verse. On the next 2 pages, there are samples from the Bible. There are some questions that follow on the top of page number 49. In order to answer these questions, you need to use the printed material on pages 47 and 48. Let's go through a couple of examples. We're supposed to underline the numbers that indicate chapters and circle those that identify the verses. So back on page 47, I underlined 3 because it's marked chapter 3. I circle 35 because it's marked chapter 3, verse 35. Just as I underline 4 for Mark chapter 4, it's verse number 12. Mark chapter 3, verse 35 through Mark chapter 4, verse number 12. Anytime I see a number that represents a chapter, I underline it. Anywhere in the page that I see a smaller number that indicates a verse, I'd like to circle it. I've done a couple of them here for you. 35, that's verse 35. Number 2, that's verse number 2. Verse number 3, the same thing on page number 48. This is verse number 13, 14, and 15. I don't want to forget about these up here because this is a chapter, this is a verse, this is a verse. So I underline the chapters and I circle the verses. Question number 14 says, using those same pages, look up the verse and fill in the blanks. So for letter A, I go back to Mark chapter 4, verse 8. Mark chapter 4, verse number 8. I would use this passage on page number 47 to respond to letter A on page number 49. Letter B and C, I do the same thing. The rest of the questions, 15 and 16, respond to chapter and verse information on the last pages. On the bottom of page number 50, I notice some abbreviations that are used for the Bible. Capital GEN period stands for Genesis 2, Tim period stands for 2 Timothy, and there are some questions on the next pages concerning chapter and verse. Matthew chapter 5 verse 6, the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 6. And then the other way around, write the proper abbreviation for these references. Page 52, reviews in paragraph form, chapter number 4. Page number 53, we have a test on chapter number 4. Again, when you get to the bottom of this page, it says you can go ahead and look on page 58. Again, try to do the best that you can first before you go ahead to check your answers on page 58. Some of the familiar words that we've used throughout are all put together here on page 55. You'll be getting this booklet back after I have an opportunity to take a look at it, and so you'll be able to refer to those if you need it. On page 57, it says, congratulations, you've finished your study of the Bible Handbook. And when you get to the bottom of this page, you're going to stop. I understand that there's information that's past page 57, but for this week, we're stopping at page number 57. One final thought for today. On the back of your booklet, it says that if you want more information, or if you want to get other course information, you can go to, well, I've crossed this out, and I've written on the back of your book, see the 7th grade page. On the bottom of your 7th grade page, you're going to notice that there is a resource that says Bible resources, and you can click on that, and there are probably a dozen or more different handbooks similar to the one that we did on different Bible resources. So in review, your assignment for this booklet is to complete chapters 3 and 4, stopping at page number 57. Now, if you would like to, you can work ahead. I'm listing this on Tuesday. For Thursday, there are to be found a couple of word searches for the Old Testament and New Testament books of the Bible, and then there is a review on circling whether a particular book could be found in the Old Testament or New Testament. Again, all of that information is being given to you at the front part of the week, and it will be due on Friday. If there are any questions concerning this week's catechism lessons, please be sure to get in contact with me. Thanks. Have a great week.